Hello, hello! Today is Sunday to cook something delicious. So I'm going to prepare my favorite dish, lasagna, with my modified version of pomodoro sauce. So let's go! So for my version to pomodoro sauce, that ingredients are 2 cloves of garlic, chives, 2 pounds of tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 10 grams of fresh basil, some water, and 2 tablespoons of oregano. So, as a first step, we are going to cut the chives. Do not worry if not in small pieces, since later you have to blend. Our second ingredient to cut is the tomato. In this case, I'm using 2 pounds of tomatoes for my sauce. And this ingredient is my favorite. We're going to cut 2 cloves of garlic. I really recommended this ingredient for pasta preparation. And the last ingredient is basil. This ingredient gives a very fresh touch of flavor to our sauce. Now we are going to add sugar, 2 tablespoons of spices, a tablespoon of oregano, and salt, 2 tablespoons too. And then we are going to mix everything. Now we add some water and take everything to the stove over medium heat. Now we used to have to wait a few minutes until it starts to boil. Oh my god, this smells delicious! After 20 minutes in cooking, they are ready to blend. After blending, we need to take our sauce to the stove over medium heat for 10 more minutes. And then our sauce is finally ready. This sauce should be prepared a day before. Now, if we are going to prepare our lasagna. All ingredients you need are a package of pasta for lasagna, a pound of ground beef, a branch of coriander, a stalk of celery, half an onion, 3 cloves of garlic, a carrot, salt, spices, thyme, laurel, can be in powder or dry leaf, some water, dry oregano, beef consomme, margarine, 2 types of cheese, quesillo and mozzarella cheese, and my version of pomodoro sauce. So we start. For this recipe, we will only need half an onion, cut into small pieces. We cut the carrot into small pieces too. This ingredient could be optional if you want it. Then we cut only the celery stem into small pieces. This ingredient is rich in potassium. Then we cut the coriander. From this ingredient we will use the all elements. And finally we will add some flavor with the garlic. Now we are going to prepare the lasagna filling. As a first step, we are going to add olive oil to our pan. And then we are going to fry the onion for a few minutes until it turns a little yellow. Then we add the garlic cloves. We are going to mix for a few minutes. We must be careful that they do not burn. Then add the carrot pieces. And of course, we also add celery and coriander to give it a rich top of flavors. Now it's time to add ground meat. I here recommend that you mix everything very well. This way you avoid leaving very large pieces of meat. Now let's season. Add 2 tablespoons of spices, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon powdered laurel, 1 tablespoon dried oregano, 1 tablespoon dried thyme, and 2 tablespoons of beef stock. Be careful, do not add too much as it contains a lot of salt. Now we are going to add 250 milliliters of water and make sure that everything is well mixed. And finally, add the equivalent of a tablespoon of margarine. We cover our pan and wait between 25 to 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we are going to add the pomodoro sauce. And mix again. Remember not add all the sauce, since we are going to need a little for the end. I'm going to leave the sauce for a few more minutes on the stove over low heat. I'm going to place the pasta in a bowl and add it hot water to it. I'm going to leave it for exactly 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'm going to start removing the pasta from the water. This is a tip I learned watching MasterChef on TV. It's a very good tip. I recommend it. Now it's time to prepare the layers of this delicious lasagna. As a first step, we must put margarine in the bowl, so we prevent the pasta from sticking. Then we put the first layer. It has 3 strips of paste at the bottom. And then we add a layer of meat. As a third step, we add quesillo to taste. And now we add a little of pomodoro sauce. We need to repeat this step until we have almost 3 layers. On top, I add a little quesillo and also a little mozzarella cheese to taste of sure. And now we must place aluminum foil and take our lasagna to the oven. The oven must be preheated to 350 Celsius degrees, and then we place the lasagna for 30 minutes. And while we wait for the lasagna to be ready, we are going to prepare a delicious watermelon smoothie. For this, we only need add sugar, ice, and watermelon. And finally, the lasagna is ready to enjoy. So, Bon appetit!